Food security is important in these uncertain times. Growing your own food is a great way to supplement your food pantry, whether you're prepping for the end of the world as we know it, or hedging against food inflation. A garden full of perennial staple crops is a great way to grow your own food. It's essentially a survival garden. Cassava is a relatively unknown staple crop that you should be growing if you're in a warmer climate. This is a big old cassava tree. It's about a year and a half old. It's actually one tree. Hurricane Ian toppled it over a little bit, and it just grew this way. So it didn't grow very high, but it's a good at least 12 feet wide. Cassava is well known outside of the US and feeds billions of people throughout the world. Cassava is a root crop that is incredibly high in starch, making it a great source of calories. It can grow up to 12 feet tall and is known for its tropical and beautiful appearance. With its gorgeous leaves and graceful cane-like branches, it's a stunning addition to an edible landscape, a food forest, or a traditional garden. Another name for cassava is yuca with one C. Don't confuse cassava with yucca with two C's. Yucca is a completely different plant. The similar names can cause confusion, so it's important to know you're getting the correct plant. Cassava is also known by other names such as manioc, tapioca plant, and manihot escalente. Despite its limited popularity in the US, cassava is a serious staple crop, capable of thriving in poor soil and tolerating drought. It's virtually pest-free and requires much less work than grains. However, cassava is extremely sensitive to cold temperatures, and it's not going to survive freezing conditions. If you live in USD growing zones 9 or higher, and even 8 if you grow the right variety, you'll be able to enjoy the benefits of this amazing plant. Speaking of benefits, cassava roots contain twice the calories of potatoes and are easier to grow. But there's one thing that may be of concern, and that's cyanide. Yes, cassava does contain cyanide, but there's no reason to panic. Boiling or fermenting the roots removes the cyanide and makes them safe to eat. Many of the plants that we consume have toxic elements, but proper processing makes them safe. It's important to note that cassava comes in sweet and bitter varieties. Sweet types are low in cyanide and can be eaten after cooking, while the bitter types require additional processing. It's very unlikely that you'll come across a bitter variety in the United States. All right, let's talk about how you cultivate cassava. Unlike most plants, it is not usually grown from seeds. The most common way to grow cassava is through stem cuttings. Grocery store roots aren't going to work, so it's best to get cuttings from growers or online platforms. Cassava thrives in warm climates and can tolerate tough conditions, making it a must-have in a survival garden. Harvesting the roots is the most labor-intensive task, but it's kind of like a treasure hunt. Here's one. The roots should be dug out carefully as they can easily break. That's what the roots look like. Here we go. Once harvested, the root should be used within a couple days, as cassava doesn't store well. The leaves of the cassava plant are also edible. Boiling makes them safe to eat, and they are highly nutritious. They have a drier taste and can be a great addition to your meals. So if you live in zone 8 or 9 or warmer, I highly recommend growing cassava. It's a life-saving staple crop in many parts of the world and can provide a reliable source of food, even in harsh conditions. Thanks for watching. I hope you found the information in this video helpful. And if you did, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so you can find out about more staple crop survival garden type videos that I have coming out within the next few weeks.